Hello everybody and a very good afternoon, good morning, welcome to Crafters TV. My name is Ben Moseby. Thank you for joining us on this Monday, start of the week. It is hot today, hot outside. Just been out, checked in my car, got 35 degrees registering on my car out there. So the temperatures here are hot, but also here in the studio, whilst we've got the air conditioning on, the deals are hot today. We've got a brand new collection for you, which officially launched just before midday our time. So 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 a.m. Pacific, and it has absolutely flown out of the door. We've got people telling me that they're buying the full collection, lots of you going for the individuals, lots of you going for the mini collections as well, and lots of people saying that this is their favourite launch, lots of people saying it's the best collection they've ever seen. It is all about our winter floral decoupage stamp and die collection, a collection which is massive in its own right, so much craftability. If you're looking for a Christmas collection which you're going to use year in, year out, time and time again, this collection is for you. But what we love about this most is you get so many goodies in this set. Goodies which all work together beautifully, but then you can use independently of themselves as well. If your kind of test, I know Jan's is, if you sort of look at a product and think, well, I'm only going to buy this if I can do multiple things with it. If that's your usual test for sort of value for money, this one knocks it out of the park. Hands down, the craftability on it is amazing. I want to take you through the deals in just a few moments' time, but let's get on over to the lady who's going to be inspiring you over the next couple of hours. If you caught Wake Up Call this morning, already some amazing demos to take with you when you buy this collection, and I know she's got lots more up her sleeve as well. It is the lovely Jan, but this has been flying, Jan, hasn't it?
Honestly, as soon as I saw this, Ben, I knew it was going to be a goer, this one. It is so versatile, and you know me, like I said earlier, if something does what it says on the tin, it's halfway there, but if you can get other possibilities out of it as well, it brings so much more value to your product. And this one has got so many mix and match options that there are lots and lots of different ways, and that's what we're going to try and talk you through during the next couple of hours. I've got different demos to look at different ways of using what is essentially the same product bundle. So if you were watching, if you were with us earlier on Wake Up Call, we made the little shaped card, which is actually the word snow. Now you can do this with any of the 4 words, and Ben will go through the collection in a few minutes in more detail, but you can make this, you know, it's designed to make a shaped card, and then you've got these gorgeous bits of decoupage. If I just lift this, you can see how much depth there is on there, and that was really simple. When we actually took this down into steps, it was the base card with the wording and the decoupage, and that's literally all it is. Now obviously you can take it from there, you can add extra bling, you could be adding glitter or the faux snow, you could add ribbons to it, you could personalise it with a sentiment, lots and lots of different ways. So if I just show you this one, this is another example of that shaped card. So this one's Noel. We'll just move that one along a little bit.
Gorgeous.
And again, you know, just changing this to the red tones. Each one has got a specific decoupage, but they all interchange. And we're going to do that on the very first demo, because I've done a couple of demos in Wake Up Calls. If you weren't watching earlier, you can always revisit that one at a later date. But we're going to mix and match it on this first demo. But then, you know, why not use those shaped elements on the front of a card? So again, look at this. You know, just mixing and matching with things you've already got in your stack. We've got some paper pads coming up, you know, sort of on the show later, but literally just adding that die cut to the front of a card, popping the decoupage in, adding a sentiment, and you're absolutely good to go. You've got the little drop shadows on there, and again, you know, taking it onto a bigger design. If you like to make those big 8x8 cards, popping details in the back there. Absolutely gorgeous. So we're going to work our way through lots of different ways to use these, different colour schemes, different card styles. We're going to include a scrapbook page in there. We're going to have a look at adding a shaker element behind one of those, which I think it lends itself to, and literally work our way through lots of different ways. But these were all the decoupage that I've shown you here, but there are stamp sets as well. So if you like to stamp and colour, you can stamp out these elements where the floral pieces are. You can change the colour scheme. You can stamp and decoupage just like we have done here, and I'll show you that in one of the demos. So again, so many different ways of actually, we've just literally scratched the surface with a few there.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we were chatting about it in Wake Up Call, and you'll see it again over the course of this show. It is such a craftable collection. There's so much that you can do with it, and I just want to show you all the different ways that you can buy this collection today, and then we'll do a few of those. So at the minute, everything is available individually, all right? So if you just want to pick and choose, make up your own little bundles, you've got the ability to do that, but bear in mind, things are selling fast. And when things do sell fast, bundles sell out. That's how it works here. But what I want to show you first of all, so if you're working on a bit of a smaller budget, we've got the smaller collections available for you, so you can go that way. If you're a Platinum member, £27.48 today, $35.96. You get a die within each one of these, the big die. So this is the one that you're going to use maybe to create that card shape. You've then got the letters themselves then, which, as Jan was showing, you can layer up onto your normal sort of card shape if you want to do that. And then you're going to get all of the decoupage in there too. The decoupage, again, works perfectly. Hello? Oh, Jan's had an epiphany over there, right? Wait a second.
Just looking at that, then just snippability factor. What about ho, ho, ho?
Oh, yes.
On that one?
Oh, yes.
Just snip away the last bits and you could just repeat it, couldn't you? Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah. Or alternatively,
This is what happens in the middle of the night when I'm asleep. Ding!
We were talking earlier on that you know, you've got Holly in here. Oh, the stamps are falling off. It's so hot. You've got Holly in here. You've got Joy. You've got Noel, which could be Noel. Which could be Noel. Snip the H off. You've got Ollie as well. Oh, I mean, here we go. Here we go.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
But yeah, the point we were saying is you're going to get your decoupage sheets in here. So 48 decoupage sheets, and it could not be simpler. Once again, I love it when we bring you these collections. 48 pages, just like so. All of the decoupage elements here are numbered for you. They work in conjunction with all of these dies here, and as we saw with Jan a little bit earlier on, not only are these going to cut out the shapes that you've got here, but they're also going to add detail, a little emboss, if you will, into the detail of all of the pieces here. So 48 sort of decoupage elements, if you like, but then you also get the stamps in here as well, as Jan was saying, so you can use these independently, you can use them all together. Basically, the way I look at it is that if you're using all of these up and these, you know, are gone, eventually you're going to use them, you've still got the stamps there then to be able to create your own decoupage. So you can stamp multiple times, stamp once, cut with this one, stamp again, cut with that, so on and so forth, and you can create your own beautiful bouquets that way round should you wish. Use those individually, use these individually. There's so much you can do, and that's just one set that you've got within the full collection. So $27.48 or $35.96. Can't believe the stamps are falling off the board already. It shows you how hot it is in here. Then we've got Noel, Ben, not Noel. Noel. Again, the dies there to be able to create your card, to be able to create your sentiment for the front of your card if you want to use it that way. If we get a chance, I'll show you a little bit later on the card which Jan made earlier, which won the demo of the show, using it on the Z fold, looked absolutely amazing. There's all of your decoupage elements once again, 48 sheets of your poinsettia delights right there, all numbered to work with those dies, all of the stamps included in there as well. So if you want to use those to decoupage, you can. Like Jan says, if you just want to stamp and colour them, you can. Hey, these stamps have gone as well. And you've got all those sentiments in there too. So with love at Christmas, Merry Christmas, have a holly jolly Christmas, and more. So that set there is your poinsettia delight. That is $27.48 or $35.96. If you like the look of this one, which I think you might do because it was the most popular individually earlier on, this is called the Winter Roses, and that one comes with the snow. Sorry, now I'm looking at all the different words now.
Yeah.
You saw ho ho ho. Now or ow. Sorry. So you've got the snow die, then all the dies there to be able to create your winter roses. I think this one particularly lends itself to using this to sort of colour in and decoupage differently, because obviously you've got the roses, all the different colours of roses that you can have. Seasons round this one.
Personalised, couldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, not just Christmas time. Bear in mind as well, and a lot of people were doing this earlier, if you are thinking to yourself, well actually I'm going to use a lot more of the decoupage pads initially, you can buy those individually. I know lots of people were buying the full collection and adding more decoupage pads in, so that's a great way to shop. $27.48, $35.96 for your winter roses. And then lastly, individually, I think this is my favourite, the candlelit Christmas, which is that sort of traditional Christmas wreath with the beautiful candle in the centre, and that one comes with your your joy.
It's going to be one of them afternoons. I blame it on the heat.
Yeah, I see. We could get away with anything today. It was the heat got to us. So that comes with your joy die set. There again, 48 pages of your beautiful decoupage. All these gorgeous stamps. And you've also got in there, of course, the dies to be able to cut out the decoupage. The good news here, a few people earlier on asking, can we kind of interchange the decoupage onto the different dies? Yes, you can. So if you want to use the candlelit Christmas here, say, for example, on your winter roses, snow, you can do that. And as we found out earlier on as well, as long as you're sort of junior or midi upwards, you'll be able to run your dies through as well. So really, really easy to work with. Now, here's the thing. If you're thinking and you're saying to me, well, hang on a minute, Ben, I love them all. I want to get the full collection. That's what most people did, and that's where the biggest saving is as well. It's a £43, $56, almost $57 saving. And bear in mind, this officially launched 12 minutes ago. Look at that saving we give you. We always do it. I'm always left scratching my head thinking, how on earth are we doing a saving like that at launch? But don't you worry about it. You can pick the full setup today for £103 4p if you're platinum, or $136.32. That's your free shipping as well for our US viewers. Few quick hellos and then we're going to crack right into this. Superstar Susie is with us on the socials. Thea says hoi hoi from the Netherlands. Sarah says hello everyone from Melbourne, Australia. Yes, I'm back for more fun with my favourites, Jan and Ben.
Oh, bless you, Sarah.
She says shh, the others might get jealous. We won't tell anybody. Gilmore says hello Ben, Jan and Crafty Peeps. I'm looking forward to seeing Jan's dazzling makes with this new launch. She's got some dazzlers coming your way. Margaret's in saying good morning. Brian's here. Felicia's in from Toledo, Ohio. Michelle Smith's in saying hello. 34 degrees in Kent at the moment.
Liz break a few records, I think.
I know, it's going to go, isn't it? Liz Reese Pedler says hello Ben and Crafters team. You're right Ben, it is hot, hot, hot here in Dormston, Worcestershire. Robin says good morning from Wichita, Kansas. Going to be over 100 here today. Hot, hot, hot here today as well. And Deborah saying hi from a hot Lancashire. We're at 29 at the moment, so my phone says. My dad is 84 years young today and roasting down.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Yes. Deborah's in near Dallas, Texas. She says it's going to be 42 degrees today. And Stephen says hi at the moment. It's 39 in Andover. 39! That's a record, isn't it? That's the hottest it's ever been.
Well, we're going to set a record today and then allegedly break it tomorrow, because tomorrow's going to be even warmer, isn't it?
Wow.
Yeah, so an all-time record here in the UK today, I think, for some of the hottest temperatures on record, and then tomorrow it's going to be even warmer. So within a day we're actually going to break those records already, so unheard of here in the UK.
Well, whatever you're doing today, stay in the cool, stay indoors, get the fans out. If you've got aircon, good for you, get it on, stay cool, get yourself a nice cool drink. Ice pop, says George of the Joystick. You do that as well. Stick your feet in an ice bucket. I don't know. Do it all, but stay with us because it's going to be an amazing day. And already loads of you getting very excited. Let me know if you've bought this. If you haven't yet bought it, let me know which of the bundles you're going for. You're going for the full bundle? Are you picking and choosing? I want to know on the socials, please. And I know Stephen's getting very excited. I know you just touched on this, Jan. He says, Jan, are you going to make one of these into a shaker card later?
I certainly am. I wouldn't let you down. Of course I am.
Right, we're ready to go then, I think.
Ready to go, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to start at the very beginning, all right, because don't always assume that everybody's watched the earlier show.
No.
So we did go through this in detail in Wake Up Call, but I wanted to go back to that basics, all right. We did a little bit of mix and matching, but it's essentially the same thing. So just as Ben's just showed you, you've got 4 items within each set that all coordinate. Having said that, you've got all that mix and match ability. So first of all, you've got your shaped die. And these are a series, the 3 pieces in each packet. And you've got your outline die. And I just turn this over so that you can see. This actually creates the word outline and is actually designed with that little tiny flat piece at the top if you're wanting to make those shaped cards, all right? So it keeps the hinge on the fold of the card there. And then you've also got your wording. So if you just wanted to use the wording itself and actually use that for a title on a scrapbook page or something like that, that nestles beautifully inside the outline, and you've got about 1/8 of an inch gap all the way round it. Okay, so you can start matting and layering with them then. And then also, in case you want to make this into an aperture, each one has got that little oval die, which when we line it all up creates that ability to see through that gap. So then you can put photos behind it, you could put a nice pattern paper behind it. We're going to do the shaker element later on. So yeah, lots and lots of different ways. So that is your shape word die.
Okay.
Then you've got your decoupage pads, and these are beautiful, honestly. We've done several of these with the floral elements in previously, but these are related specifically to this collection. And like Ben said, you know, they're all the same, but you'd be amazed how many of these you get through.
Yeah.
But there is that mix and match. This one's actually designed, Poinsettia Delight, to go with the Noel. But there's no reason why you can't arc this around the snow, around the holly, or around the joy. They all mix and match together. This one in the middle is of a similar size all the way through, so it's all being planned that way. And then the third element in here, again, metalwork again in there, and you've got every single die piece you need to cut out all the decoupage elements. So you've not got to sit and fussy cut them. They're not actually cut through, they are a solid sheet here. And I'm just looking on there, we're on 250 GSM. I was just thinking when I lifted that, it's a good weight as well. You can hear that there. It's almost like a sort of lightweight cardstock.
Yeah.
So yeah, every single piece. And I'm going to show you how to do all this, but I'm just going to flip it to one of the other designs in a second. And then your fourth element then is that lovely stamp set. And there's one of these to match each one. Okay, so you've got that lovely poinsettia, which is basically a recreation of that decoupage piece. So you can see this element here is exactly the same as this one, but what this allows you to do is change your colour scheme. Like Ben said, if you've used all your pad, you've still got this beautiful artwork to enable you to create the decoupage. Stamp it 1, 2, 3, 4 times, cut out the elements, and you can create this kind of effect with the stamp. And then you've got all those little sentiments in there, which are just all the finishing touches. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a combination of these. So we're going to use the Noel shaped pieces.
Okay.
So we're going to use the lettering that says Noel, but I'm going to mix it up a little bit, and I'm going to bring in the decoupage from the Winter Roses,
okay,
just to show you that mix and match facility. So I've taken a piece out of here, and this has got that lovely blue theme. All right, there are 5 elements to cut out, and then I also need to take the die set that matches that particular decoupage. And this is the beauty of having them as a set, because it allows you to do this mix and match facility. And then what we're going to do, I'm going to take each piece of the metalwork there.
Okay.
And it marries up with the decoupage. So again, just inside here, just to point this out, we've got one continuous cutting edge around the outside that's going to cut out the decoupage. But all this detail inside here isn't just for show. It's almost like embossed detail. It's not a cutting edge. It's just going to press this line into your decoupage. And I'll show you up close when I've cut it out what a difference it makes, because at the moment this is just a flat piece of card. You can see there the design's beautiful, but it's just flat. Once it's got this embossed detail in it, it's amazing how it brings those pieces to life. So we're going to do that. Now each piece is numbered, and generally if you've not come across decoupage before, it's just simply a case of layering something up. It's a fancy term for popping something in layers, and general rule of thumb is you start with the largest piece and then you work your way around, slowly getting smaller and smaller until you end up with the smallest piece on the top. So let's do that together. So each piece is numbered, and on your die there's a little sort of lug on each piece with the number on.
Yeah.
All right, so this literally is going to go over the top. It's going to line up. Now the base piece has got that lovely white area around it. You might want to use that piece on its own, but it allows you then to build on top of it and have a base structure. So this one's actually going to cut out the whole thing. So if you line up your little lug that says number 1 over that number 1, and then just make sure the rest of it is hiding all that line art, and then we're just going to stick it into place. Okay. And I'm going to do that with each piece. So we're going to take the next one, so the bigger one at the top here. Okay, just take that one off here. I've got my little one that says number 2. I'm going to line that up with the number. Make sure all that decoupage is covered, so all that lovely printing is covered, and stick it down. And we're just going to repeat that on all of those 5 pieces.
Whilst you're sticking, we mustn't mention that Cindy Thompson and Adriana Farias are watching, because they're at work. But you know, sneaking a little bit of a sneaky watch is fine. We won't tell anybody. Shh. Lovely to have you with us. Good morning to BJ Clark from Oysterville. Just Crafty Chantel says, I love the snow die. Gilmore says, I'm not sure if I can pick just one of the individual sets. Well, you'll have to buy the whole lot then, won't you? You'll have to just get the whole collection if you can. Gwenda says, good morning, crafters. I don't know why I'm still whispering. Good morning, crafters. Oh, I told my boss I had to work from home today. I didn't want to miss this show and what Jan will make. Right, Gwenda, shh. Nicole says, good morning, Ben. Maybe I haven't been watching more often recently, but tanned looks good on you, my lord. Thank you. And yay, she is here. Good morning to Lady Jan, says Nicole. Must also just quickly say hi to Diane from Alberta. Laura's in from Arkansas. Barbara's in from Indiana. Clarice is in from South Carolina. Joanne's in from New York, and more of you. I can see a few questions coming through as well. We'll do some questions very, very shortly. Don't worry about that. So you're just running those through now, Jan, yep?
I've just literally popped the die over all the pieces, put them in between my normal die cutting sandwich. They are just a thin metal die, so they work in all your die cutting machines. Even if it's not a Gemini, they're still going to work. And you will need to do it all in one piece like I have done. Excuse me. This is a 6x6 piece, so you will need the midi or the junior upwards.
Yeah.
But if you've only got the mini, I think the majority of them, if you cut them into pieces, would probably fit through the mini anyway, but you're going to need a slightly larger one to cut these. So I would say sort of junior size upwards for them. So when we take these off here now, I'll give it a shake. All those pieces should actually come out the back yet. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to ask our George to come and have a look close. We did these pieces. He's ready, look. All right, so if I hold a couple of these up now and just have a look at that detail there. What it's done, it's actually impressed all that sort of like almost embossed. You can see here where it's actually created detail that wasn't on the design originally.
Yeah.
It's created like the petal formation on the flowers. And I just think it's things like that that set these dies apart from others that are on the market. It's that little bit of detail there. Rather than just keeping it flat, it's now actually taking shape to become a flower. And that's on all the pieces. And you think, well, why have you done it on them all? But there's always something showing. So even if I put this one over the bottom one, you've still got elements of the bottom one showing. When I bring the next one in, I've still got elements of that one underneath showing. So it is actually worth doing them all. And that's done automatically with the die. And then all we're going to do is layer these up with your choice of adhesive. And then the last one's just the centre of that large one there. Okay. And whether you want to use your glue gel, okay, or whether you want to use foam pads, is entirely a personal preference. I like to use my glue gel. It does take a little bit longer to dry, which is why I've got one done ready for you. I find with the pads you get more of a stacked effect, whereas with the glue gel you can see how we did the one this morning. You've got that sort of curvature. Can you see how it's like shaped into the design there?
Yes.
Yeah? So again, if you've not done any of this before, have a go with both and see. You'll find a preference. But basically building them up, sticking them together, and you can see this one I've done with the foam pads here just to show you the difference. So we've got foam pads behind this one, but can you see how you've got sort of those straight layers, which is fine.
Yeah.
You know, it's just to show you the difference.
Whatever works for you.
You can see that. And I've just added some little rhinestones in the centres there just to give, but you can see that beautiful depth there. And what we were saying earlier, because you've got so many pieces in that you know, 48 sheets of this, if you wanted a really sort of, you know, sort of decadent piece, use a couple of sheets and do 2 of each layer and get some real height on it. If you're going to keep it as maybe a home decor piece or something like that, really go to town with the decoupage and get it built up and it would look beautiful. So we've got our element there that's going to work with the wording. So what I want to do now is come back, let me just move that one, to that Noel wording. And we're going to cut this into a couple of pieces of cardstock, which I did have. What have I done with those? There we go.
We got it.
Put them to one side. So I'm actually going to work with craft card, gold, and then the blue tones, which is quite an unusual combination, but when it goes together you'll see it looks really pretty. So what I want to do then is create, first of all, I'm going to use not the outside piece this time, funnily enough. I'm going to pop this back on the carrier sheet. I just want to use the wording in this instance, and I will come back. It's just the way the demos have sort of fell. But I will come back to using this one and show you how to do this, because we're going to do a shaped card next with the external piece. But in this instance, I'm going to cut this twice. So we're going to do it once in the craft card, once in the gold, and then make that nice little drop shadow with it. So I just need to pass these through the machine, and then we've got those at the ready. So again, just to pop that one on there, little bit of tape on there, just to keep it in place, and then just pass it through your machines.
Whilst that's going through, there's loads of comments. There's loads of you shopping right now. Shaddai says, my Lord Ben, I was naughty. I did not want to miss the show, so I was watching and charting whilst working. What am I like? Stephanie says, I placed my order for the full bundle. I love decoupage. Jan sold me when I caught up on Wake Up Call. I previously ordered a few from 8 to 7, but this is a great price for all. And hi to Brian Watson, who says, hi Jan and Ben, this is my first time watching the show online.
Hi, welcome to the family.
Yeah, he says, I'm usually watching the Crafters Companion shows on Hobbymaker on TV. But Brian, yes, we're here every single day online, so do make sure you come back and watch us 11 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock in the afternoon, each and every day, with loads of great shows, all your favourite presenters and experts as well. I mean, yeah, it's the place to be, really. Welcome to the family. And you'll find as well, once you've joined our little community, you'll get chatting with all of our wonderful viewers as well, who will welcome you in with open arms. Gillian says, I'm staying in to watch you both. I bought the snow set already, but I need some of that now. Yeah, snow would be nice, wouldn't it? Cool you down a little bit. And Sarah Brown on Facebook says, beautiful zooming, George.
Oh, he's good, isn't he? He's good.
George of the joystick. Yeah, he said much appreciated.
Oh,
yeah.
I just think while we've got so many viewers on, I've decided it's time to share my news again.
Oh, here we go.
Now, I know
Excellent.
Shadia's watching, and she's probably the one person that still calls me Nana Jam.
Yeah.
There's a clue there.
Yes.
There's a clue. And I was told I couldn't say anything for a while.
Right.
But I is going to be a nanny again.
Yay!
So, yes, I've known for a little while now.
Congratulations.
My little Toby's going to have a little brother soon, so he's been promoted to Big Brother, and honestly, we can't wait. We can't wait. So my daughter's actually, she's struggling a little bit in the heat at the minute, because obviously, you know, being pregnant brings its own issues. But yeah, I thought, it's time to tell you now. I've kept it a secret long enough. She's like, oh, go on then.
Are we allowed to say roughly when baby two?
October time, yes.
Oh,
so
wow.
She's about 6 months pregnant now, so yeah, she's quite a way through. So everything, fingers crossed, is okay. And yes, they know it's going to be another little boy. So yeah, my little Toby's going to have a little brother later on in the year. So yeah, I'm saying we, me and my husband, absolutely thrilled that we're going to be grandparents for the second time.
Well, I say, because I love it, because obviously you and Debbie particularly always think of your grandchildren, and the way that you both talk about your grandkids.
Honestly,
amazing.
I love it. It's scary just how much, you know, I mean, you love your own children, obviously, but then grandchildren are like a different level.
Yeah.
And I read a quote once, and I thought that is so true. I actually put it on my social media just after Toby was born, and it said, grandchildren fill a space in your heart that you didn't even know was there.
Aww.
And I thought that is just so true. You didn't realise there was anything missing, but when they come along, oh my goodness, it scares me, the love that you've got for them, honestly. And he's such a little dude. He really is. He's 2.5 now.
Yeah.
Well, almost 2.5. Can't believe that.
I know, where's that time gone?
I can remember standing here and telling you about him. Nearly 2.5 years old, yeah. Chatters away, and I have him 2 days a week when his mum's at work.
Yeah.
And honestly, we do have some fun. So anyway, back in the room now, you can see we've got those pieces ready. So we've got two the same, both identical there. And again, it doesn't matter which way you do it. I'm actually going to layer the gold one behind it. And when we do that drop shadow, it's a case of lining it up. And then I like to just sort of pull one down and to the right a little bit. And what it does is expose that card underneath, and just gives you the illusion that there's a shadow behind it.
Yeah.
Again, you can do it the other way. If you want the shadow below, you can sort of go up and right a little bit. So there's no right or wrong as to where that shadow lands. All right, and that's exactly what I've done. I've stuck it together, and literally that's what we've got going on there. You can just see that lovely gold picking up the light behind it.
Perfect.
So I just wanted to put this on the front of what I call a normal card. So I've got a 5x7 card, but in fact I think it's a bit longer because we chose the, it's 8 1/4 by 5. So we've just stretched it a little bit to fit the detail on. So I've got cream cardstock, I've got a craft card layer, and then I've brought in that gold and just pop the cream on again.
Okay.
So again, I'm just going to pop those two together as my matte layers, and I'm going to keep those flat. And then we're going to use a few foam pads to actually attach the word this time.
Yes.
So again, a little bit of wet glue on there. That's going to soak nicely into that craft card and give me a good stick on that one. So that's just going to matte and layer inside that one.
Again, if you missed it, we've got both the foam pads and 3D glue available on Shop the Day today. Buy two, get one free on your chunky 3D glue. The foam pads, we've got the 3 different sizes as well, actually, 24 by 12, 12 by 6 and 5 by 5 mil. So you might want to get a bit of both. If you've never decoupaged before, then you might just want to see what works best for you. Try the foam pads, try the glue. It's horses for courses, really. But I do think that having the 3D glue and the foam pads in your sort of crafty stash is advisable, isn't it? Because they both have their own uses.
They do, yeah. And people always ask me, what do you think's the best? But I'd always say, if you're starting out, like Ben just said, try both of them. There's no right or wrong. A lot of things like that tend to be personal preference. So try the glue, try the foam pad, see which you get on best with, and take it from there.
Yeah.
So all I've done then is I've just got some little square foam pads that we're going to pop behind here, and I'm just going to put them sort of here and there so that they're hidden behind the word, and if need be, if they're the wrong size,
snip them, can't you?
I usually just take my little snips and cut them in half. So I've got them there where I can sort of make, they come in lots and lots of different sizes, but these ones I've got with me today are just the square. So what I'm going to do is take the back off it.
Whilst you're unsticking, I must say hello to Mary. He says, I love the White Winter Rose design. Amazing collection, says Crystal. I've got at least 3 or 4 questions. I'm going to ask those in one big go at the end of this demo. And also, you've got loads of congratulations. Miriam, say congratulations, Jan, so special. Congratulations, Nana Jan, says Kathy. Monica, congratulations, Jan, what a blessing.
Guys, thank you.
Janine says congratulations. Jerry says you are twice blessed, Jan.
Yes, I do. I am. I agree with that.
Nana Jan says Shadiah. You love them and bless them and spoil them. That is what your job is.
It sure is.
Our Susie passes on her congratulations, and she says there's like about another 100 more congratulations for Nana Jan. You'll have to read them all later.
Yeah.
Too many to read out.
As I say, I started out as Nana Jan. That was where we started out because that was what I was going to be. But then the little ones just take it into Nanny. And honestly, the way he says it is like, Nanny, come down, Nanny. And I just think, I didn't really want to be a nanny at the beginning, but I've got to the point where I'm not bothered. Yeah. If that's what he's decided, if that's who I am to him, I love it, honestly. Come down, play nanny, come down.
It's funny, my mum always wanted to be nanny.
Yeah.
She never wanted to be granny or grandma, she always wanted to be nanny. So we've got nanny and gramps one side, and then we've got grandma and granddad the other side.
Well, my mum was a grandma. She's obviously grandma to my girls, and obviously we lost my mum a few years back now. So the girls were like, you can't be grandma because she was, that was who she was. So I said, that's fair enough. I don't mind that at all. And I said I didn't want to be a nanny because it reminded me of a nanny goat.
Oh, right, okay.
But when he says it, nanny, he's got a little bit of an accent, nanny. And I just thought, you know what? He can call me whatever he wants.
It doesn't really matter, does it?
Come play nanny, come and play. I need your help, nanny, he'll say. And I just think, fair enough. If that's what he's decided on, then...
Do you do any crafty bits with him?
Do you know, he's dying to get involved. Mum's done a little bit of like finger painting and hand painting, but he loves... She takes him to a little group that's called Forest Tots. Locally. And they do a lot of work with nature things.
Yes.
And he loves it. He absolutely loves it, So I think he comes into my craft room and he'll sit on my knee while I'm doing some of the things, and I keep saying to him when he's big enough he'll be able to come and help, and he's like, what are you doing now, Nanny? What's that for, Nanny? And if there's any of the bits come out of here, if you just give him the bits, he thinks he's got treasure. Like the bits that fell out of here, if I gave him those, he just thinks he's got treasure.
That's brilliant.
Look what Nanny gave me, and he's like, honestly, he's a little angel. He really is.
Lovely.
So got the base card there, it's looking okay. We're going to jazz it up a little bit now. So we've got that beautiful piece of decoupage that's going to sit just in the O there, and all of a sudden we've got that transformation coming on. Gorgeous. And then on the stamp sets that come with the sets, you've got lots and lots of different sentiments in there. So we're going to add a sentiment, and then obviously we've got a space here, so I'm just going to pink some of those peach tones and actually add the ribbon. And then I've just got some little tiny snowflakes that I've punched out with a little paper punch that we're going to decorate with. So just those last few pieces to pop in place. So this one, I tend to, rather than put it on the back of here, because you're thinking, right, where am I aiming for? I tend to actually put it on the letter. So this is actually going to cover sort of from about here. So just a little bit of wet glue. Right up to this side. And that way, you're not getting glue where you don't want it. So again, this is actually going to sit like so.
It's interesting as well just to watch you gluing there. It shows you how, we talked about this earlier on, how little glue you actually need. You hardly used any there, did you?
No, it doesn't. And as I say, we're all guilty, and I include myself in that. I'm not trying to be offensive to anybody. I include myself in that. It's like too much glue. You know, it doesn't need as much as you think. I say it was under the false pretense that the more glue, the better the stick, and it's not the case. It really isn't. So again, you don't need much on there at all. So this one's just going to pop in that top corner there, just to offset it a little bit. And then I'm going to use my tape pen just to add a bit of glue. If you've got your glue gun on, the hot glue works nicely for this sort of thing. Your tacky glue again would work for the embellishments. Okay, but I just want something that's going to dry instantly with that tape pen. And then I thought what we'd do is just add just a tiny little bit of extra decoration. And as I say, I've got a punch that punches out the little tiny snowflakes, which just brings it all together. So I've just got a little bit there, a little bit of dab of glue. They're only tiny. And then we're just going to add those on. Hold them for a second on that tacky glue for it to grab. And then that's the first one finished, just using that wording die as an accent on a card. Now that could be an 8x8 square card. You know, obviously the parameters of the words dictate sort of the width of your cards. But we're going to do an easel card with it later as well, just to show you. But if I actually move all these from side to side now and stand you that one up, I just think that combination there, and just showing you that it doesn't have to work with the set of decoupage that's designed for that word. So I love that sort of pale contrast with the craft card there. And then of course you've got that lovely gold highlight behind it there.
There is a lot of love for the card combos coming in there. I've got some questions which I'll fire at Jen in just a second. Love that colour combo, says Shirley Ann. Leonie says, I love the craft card and the gold. I'm going to try that combination. Susan Rushton says, I'm loving this card with the craft card. Beautiful, Jan. I think it was also Susan who said earlier on, I must just find this comment. Where was it? You know, we were talking earlier on about how you could sort of manipulate those cards to say something else, the dies. Susan says, I have a friend named Noel, not Noel. He's getting that card for his birthday.
Absolutely. It's perfect, isn't it? As I say, anybody that's Noel, Joy or Holly, absolutely made, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely right.
But then have a look, like you said, you know, miss off the H and you've got Holly.
Holly, you can have Joe, J-O.
Yeah, just see, I bet there's no end of combinations, you know.
Three quick fire-ish questions. So Monica says, Jan, can I use hot glue for decoupage?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yep.
If that's your go-to, absolutely, no problem whatsoever. Shape the pieces with your fingers, and by that, all I mean is just any paper or cardstock you can manipulate. So I just use my index finger underneath and just rub it under, and you'll see it go from being flat to being sort of curved. Can you see the difference there? Yeah. Okay. So just shape it that little bit. And again, same with the hot glue gun, less is more. Probably 3 little dots of hot glue, and yes, you can do the same. The larger the blob of glue, the more depth you'll get in your decoupage. Yep.
Jerry wants to know, would Jan recommend using the embossing mat to enhance the decoupage?
Again, can do, no problem whatsoever. So if you want to sort of shape it using the embossing mat on one of your embossing tools on the mats, you could do that on the back of it, no problem.
And then the final one for now from Leonie, it's sort of the age-old one really. So it says, how do you line up your dies with the stamp when you want to colour in the decoupage? She says, I did a card with the winter rose and I found I ended up cutting off the bottom. Do you, Jan, cut and then stamp, or do you stamp and then cut?
That's a really good question. That's something I was going to touch on when we do the
we can wait then if you
stamping, but no, I will go to that because it is a good question. Because I would normally say to people to stamp first, then cut out, and then colour.
Right.
And that way, we all know that colouring can take quite a while to do. You know, sometimes it takes me half an hour to colour something in. And if you're going to then die cut it and the die slips, or if you've got something not aligned properly, it makes a mess of the colouring. And that's why I normally recommend sort of cutting it out and then colouring. Now in this instance, because it impressed that lovely detail that our George came and had a look at on here, it's going to make it more difficult to colour. If you imagine this was the stamp, and then we'd cut it out with that dye, it's got all this texture on it now from the dye, and it's not going to make it so easy to cut out. So on this instance, I would actually colour it first and then cut it out. Now the way that I do it, let me just get you another sheet out of here to show you. The way that I do this, now they've made this slightly easy with the numbering system on here, because they line up with the pieces on here. So this one is number 3, which is this one here.
Yeah.
So the idea is the little lug with the number on is going to sit over here.
I see.
Now check out your dies, because they do all differ slightly. These have actually got the cutting edge almost right round the edge of the die. Some of them are set in like maybe just a 1/16 of an inch, and they're set inside the die, but these are almost at the edge. So first of all, get this little lug over the number, and then all I do is make sure, just holding this in place here, just wriggle it from side to side. So I'm checking here at this side that the die's gone over the edge of the decoupage, and then I'm going to do the same at the top here and just make sure that it's gone over the edge, and then sticking it in place.
Okay.
And if you're not sure about it, get a piece of tape on this side and a piece of tape over here so that it doesn't actually move. All right, so yeah, they're quite easy to line up. Some of them are a little bit more difficult. Another trick for you, if you're near a window, okay, if you've got light, and I sometimes do this at home, if you pop your die, if you have a look at me up here, if you pop your die behind here, and how you can see the metal work through if you've got light behind it, so you can actually sort of wriggle it into place, think, right, that's over the edge of the design that I want to cut out, and then stick it in place. It works that way as well.
Oh, loads of top tips there. Do keep the questions coming, and we'll have these little sort of breakaway sessions and have the questions come through. Beautiful card, says Donna. Barbara says beautiful. Coletta says very elegant. Miriam, stunning card. Jan, love the mix and match. Card is pretty and elegant, says Carol. These are flying. We're going to give you time to check out your baskets in just a second, but the full collection, I just want to very quickly show you here on your screen right now, all of these elements, 33 dice, 30 stamps, 192 sheets of decoupage right there for you. £103, 4p, $136.32 is your platinum price on this one, but this is what you're going to get. So you get a die within each of the mini sets. So if you want to go for this one individually, this one is the holly and the festive bows. So again, 48 sheets of your decoupage in that pad, all the stamps, and then all the dies to work with the decoupage. Then you've got the beautiful Noel, which is the Poinsettia Delight. So that's the one that we've just been having a look at a few moments ago. So on the screen now, actually, details of these individual collections for you. The guys are on fire today. That is your Poinsettia Delights. Then we've got your Winter Roses. So that's this set just here. So where you're going to get the snow die, and then you've got 48 pages of your Winter Roses with these beautiful stamps, and then all of those dies to be able to create the decoupage. And then lastly, you've got Joy, which is that candlelit Christmas. There's your die. There are all of the other additional elements as well. So if you want to break it down, that's the price on the screen there for each of the individual bundles. The full collection, everything I've just shown you there rather speedily, is available right there. There are so many of you with items waiting to be checked out in your basket. So, and I know you don't want to miss a second of Jan's demo. So we're going to give you a little time now to get those baskets checked out. And whilst we do that, we're going to get ready for some more information and demonstration. But you need to head to the checkouts. Get going now. This is flying out the door, and we'll come back with more in just a few moments' time.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash.
Make your die cutting tools last as long as your love for crafting with the Gemini Accessories clear cutting plates. Your metal dies are put under lots of pressure with each pass through your Gemini die cutting machine. So to make sure they cut crisp, clean, delicate designs for years to come, you need to look after your dies, and that's where the Gemini Accessories clear cutting plates come in.
Quick Buy, get yours now.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. So, join our family of craft experts with live tutorials and demonstrations every day. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products here on Crafters TV.
Just reach down my bra and take it off. No, not my bra! No, my bra!
Get creative and craft along with our amazing deals. Your next craft project is only a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week or watch on catch up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook or our YouTube channel. You can chat to us, craft along and meet new friends in our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
You're all our time with each other! You're not through to boot camp. Get off!
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. So, stop what you're doing and enjoy the fun here on Crafters TV.
Ooh, it is busy. It is hot, hot, hot. Feeling hot, hot, hot. You guys are loving this collection. We're so super pleased. If you haven't yet got it, jump in and buy it whilst we've still got all of the elements. Gorgeous card, says Rose. I love to decoupage. These are going to be so much fun. Thank you again, Crafters Companion. Deborah Barnporth, hello Deborah, says, I'm so excited for my collection to arrive. It's great seeing Jan mix them up. My favourite is the white roses, so I'm pleased to see this. Thank you. Sensational Sky, Jotty says, hi all, back alive and kicking from tutoring this morning. The kids are very lethargic. I wonder why that is. I haven't let the hot weather defeat me today though. And Emma Bailey saying, Jan, I love your makes, right up my street and so inspirational. Robin Periso says, I'm stuck at home, quarantined with COVID. Oh no! He said, so I needed a little Crafters Companion shopping therapy. Love this set. Well, that's great news that you bought it, and of course we can deliver it to your door, and of course we're here all day with you as well. And Donna just saying you could also do a hinge method with your used decoupage sheet to cut out your stamping. Absolutely. And just to address Rhonda's question, she says, do the stamps have the numbered labels to help with alignment? They don't, but when you think about it, you've only got the one die which you need to label, which you need to line up with your stamp, because you'll multi-cut that then, won't you, when you want to do your own decoupage?
Yeah, the stamps are slightly different in that there's just one main feature stamp. Well, I'm saying just one. I've just opened this one and obviously we've got some extras in here. So let me just find something white so that you can see that better. But yeah, some of them have just got that main feature element.
Yeah.
And I would overstamp this. And what I mean by that is stamp it maybe 3 or 4 times, the whole thing. Stamp it out maybe 3 or 4 times on your sheet. And then what I do is I go in with my pencil and think, right, well, this is going to be element number 1. That needs to stay in its entirety. Number 2, I'm going to start and cut round whichever piece to make the next layer. And what I'll do is cross out the bits that I don't need. So maybe scribble out the 2 lots of foliage on this one. And then I think, right, I might just want the candle bit with the bow at the front. So then I'll do the next one and cross out the other bits, so that you've just got left the pieces that you actually want to colour, and then just use my little snips. So the main element you can cut out with the big die from the die set, and then the next ones I like to cut right up to the stamped line for the actual decoupage layers. I don't like the white line around the bits that are going to be the layers. Now in this particular one you can see that we've got that second layer already done. and we've got the bow. So you've actually got more elements in this one.
Yeah.
The one that I showed you this morning that had the poinsettia die in, it was the main spray and then just the single poinsettia to go on the top of it. So they're all slightly different. But what I would do is, if you're interested in the stamping, I would do what I've just said and stamp them out and create yourself like a masterboard. And keep that one with your stamp set. So if you make your piece of card the same size as your packet and then stamp things out and think, right, well, that's going to be my big image, that's going to be number 1, then I'm going to cut it down to this, that's going to be number 2, and maybe then this one number 3, and keep that bit with your stamp set so that you can see each time what you actually want to do with them. Yeah.
Yeah, all good. And any more questions that you've got about anything to do with the collection, do let us know. Lots of lovely comments coming through. Deborah just saying, I'm loving that newer commercial, lol. You see most of the team on there as well now, don't you? Which is great. And Renee just says, sounds like everywhere's going to be hot today. We'll be upper 90s with the heat index. That will make it over 100 in Minnesota. Wherever you are today, it is going to be warm. Stay with us here on Crafters TV. As we said, get yourself a nice cold drink, get the fan on, and we've got plenty to show you over the course of the day. We're almost halfway through the show. I thought about half an hour in. We've got just over an hour to go here, and of course Monday Makers coming your way later, where undoubtedly we'll be seeing more of this collection. But let's see more of it now, Jan. What can you make us?
I'm going to do a bit of mixing and matching again just to get the most out of them. So what we're going to do this time is make the little shaped cards. So if I bring you this one in, this is literally that concept in that you've got the hinge at the top here, and the die's made to do that.
Yeah.
And then literally layering up the wording over the top, but we're going to use some stamped elements. Now the candle one is actually designed to go with the word joy.
Yeah.
But there's nothing to stop you. You can see how well they fit. That central letter has been sized so that they will all mix and match. So again, I've got some bits prepared. So taking that main die, I just want to show you, for the benefit of anybody that wasn't watching earlier, how to create that card blank. So we're going to use some black card in the background here, and I'm going to take all 3 pieces off to start with. Get my black card, and what I've done is I've just cut a piece. You want a piece that's big enough with your fold at the top to fit your chosen die onto that piece of card. So in this instance, I've got the full 8 1/4 width, and then they're just about 4 inches tall, the majority of them, from the bottom up to the top. So the first thing I want to do is get that positioned on my card. And what we're going to do is the top bit here, if I just hold this on my black card, it's got a cutting edge all the way around it, and then it stops here for about 3/4 of an inch.
Yeah.
There's no cutting edge. So when we push that up to the top of the card here, it's not going to cut through that fold. So there is only a little tiny bit holding it together, but it's enough. It's been worked out so that this is balanced enough here. And if I stand this up, you can see that the whole card works beautifully.
Perfect, yeah.
So it's enough to hold it together. That's all been checked and tested for you. So job number 1, we're just going to pop that one in place. Just pushing that one right up to the top of the card. So I've got the level with the top there, and making sure obviously that the rest of it's inside the parameters of your card. And then I'm going to stick it on that outside piece here. Okay, now then, you've got this one to cut your aperture in, and even though I can sort of line things up pretty well, I'm not going to guess, because obviously if you're wanting to layer the wording over the top of it, you don't want that bit to be wonky.
No.
So lay this inside. Okay, and you can see that my guess was just a little bit off there. It's nearer the top than it is the bottom. It's not much, but it would make a difference. So yeah, just pop the main die inside it with the wording on. You should have about 1/8 of an inch gap all the way around the outside, and then you can position this one perfectly. So again, pop it inside that letter O, get your tape at the ready, hold it all together, and again you should have about 1/8 of an inch all the way around, and then I'm going to stick that one down, and then I'm going to take, we don't need this one in for this first die cut.
Yeah.
So that's the best way I've found to get this positioned beautifully. And what we're going to do is cut through both layers of that together now. So I'm going to put that into my Gemini plates, and again this would fit on your Gemini junior plate. All right, even this one, this is the longest one at 8 inches, and obviously your junior plates are 9 inches long, so that's going to fit in there for you nicely. And then we've got the shims inside, we've got our top plate on there, and pass that through your chosen machine. Even if it's not a Gemini, you know, they are thin metal dies. They'll go through any of the machines, whether it be an electronic one or a hand crank machine.
Should be a Gemini really though, shouldn't it?
They should.
You know.
You're missing out if you don't have a Gemini, but that's just personal opinion. People say, oh, it's because you work for the company, but I did have my Gemini before I worked for the company, and I think that says a lot. Okay. Take that one out, and then all we're going to do is remove the little one from the middle. I'll sort that one out in a minute, and then we're going to take this one out from under here. Okay, and then we've got our shaped card there, and if it's gone, if it's like mine's not quite gone up to the top, I tend to just give it a little snip with my scissors there. All right, and then that bit I can get rid of. So you've now got that lovely little shaped design. And I just think these are really, really cute, honestly. And I think, you know, I mean, it doesn't look much at the minute. You'd be struggling to see what it says, but once we get the next layer on top with the wording. So what I've done then is I've just taken the actual wording and I've got some beautiful sort of, it's not quite, it's a cross between red and pink, and I've cut out that wording into here.
Is that just a pearlescent card?
It is pearlescent, yes. It's from one of them. I'm thinking now then, it's going to be, which collection is it going to be? It might be Frosty and Bright. Might be. Has that got a dark pink in there?
It's not that. Is it that one?
Yeah.
Oh, it is that one. It looks a completely different colour on my screen.
yeah, that looks like it.
Yeah, Frosty and Bright then.
I've got 3 of them on the go. I've been using Frosty and Bright, I've been using the Bethlehem one and the Snowman one because they were on the... So yeah, keep mixing and matching. But you can see how that's been sized now perfectly to fit on the top of there. So when we stick those together, we're going to get that beautiful design at the ready. All right, so I've just taken some of the sticking elements out of it because I want to show you the stamping as well. So we've now got, you know, our little card. If you've got somebody in your family called Holly or you're well away for birthdays to come, just think how many different ways, you know, step number 1 with the decoupage, number 2, look at what else you've got in your stash. You're set for years to come, aren't you, with that? Or it might be Ollie. We might have Ollie in there as well, yeah? So yeah, just that one. So we're going to pop that to one side, and then I'm going to bring in my stamping platform. I've got some Nina cardstock in here, which is nice smooth cardstock, and we're going to have a look at that little stamp set now. So again, I'm going to take that largest one first. That's going to be my main die, and these are lovely photopolymer stamps, so looked after these are going to last you a long, long time. And then I'm also going to take that next layer, because this one's got the layers in there, and then it's got the bow as well. We've actually got 3 layers there without even worrying about what else we need to do. So just when you're laying your stamps out, just be mindful, if you're going to cut round these, especially the big ones, got the die to go around it, so just leave enough room around here for that edge around it, okay? And then I'm going to pop that into the stamping platform. We're going to add some stamping ink. So at this point, you need to think, right, what am I going to colour with? All right, and you know my chosen go-to are my alcohol markers. So I've chosen my alcohol-proof die. If you like a watercolour medium, just swap this one out for your waterproof. So just think about that at this point, so that you don't actually get to a situation where you're smudging the line art on these. And again, we're just going to ink these up with your favourite ink. I like the Flagstone one. I use it much more than the black. I find it not quite as harsh as black on white when you're colouring, but again, you know, it's all a personal preference thing. There's no right or wrong with that. You go with what suits you or suits your project, and then we're going to transfer those, little bit of pressure all over there, and transfer those to our Nina cardstock. Now any smooth cardstock will work for this. You can use the all-purpose card. I prefer the Nina because it's a little bit thinner, and as far as the alcohol markers are concerned, we do like that alcohol to sort of bleed through to the other side. And I've just missed a little bit there, bit of extra pressure. That's why I like using that platform.
It is available on the show as well if you want to go for the 8x8 stamping platform with magnetic base.
Now then, I'm just going to grab pinch piece from over there, just something to pop underneath here.
Oh yes, as always.
And like I said, in this instance, I would colour first. I don't normally recommend that because if you make a mess of it cutting it out, then you've spoiled it really. But like I said, the stamps, the die cuts have got that texture in them.
Yeah.
So obviously, if you're going to cut it out by hand, then obviously no problem. It's not as difficult. Now I've got one coloured in, but just to show you a little bit of it here, you know, whatever colours you fancy, we're just going to take a little tiny bit of colour and add. And you know, this is the beauty. I love, you know, that my crafting life started out with stamping and colouring, and to this day, that along with, well, anything to do with colour. I love making backgrounds with my inks. I love using the inks all together. So really anything to do with colour would probably still be my go-to. I love die cutting, don't get me wrong, but give me a stamp or a set of inks
and you're away.
And I'm just, honestly, time just flies by. So yeah, I'm not going to spend an age because it does take a little while to do all the colouring there. So again, I've just picked a couple of colours out and I'm just going to keep it nice and simple. Now again, depending on where you're at with your colouring journey, you can do what I call flat colouring, which is literally what I'm doing now. I'm just popping one colour in each part of the stamp. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, you know, take it to the level you're at. If you want to start and add shading to it, then fair enough. We're going to use the other layers in the pen, so maybe a little bit of the next one, and start adding a bit more detail. But as I say, don't think that you've got to go sort of from 0 to 100 in one fell swoop. Do what you're comfortable with, and the rest will come the more that you practice. It's like anything else. You know, the more you practice, the easier something becomes. Okay, so take it to your own level, apply where you're at in your crafting to that product at that time, and then you'll find as you go on that you'll get other bits emerge. We've got the candy cane in there, so just add a little bit of the red. But you can see how you can translate this into any colour scheme that you wish now. Whereas the decoupage is set, so you're working with the colours that we've chosen for the decoupage. Once you start with something like this, you can actually bring in pretty much any colours that you wish. So again, we're going to have a nice, I think I've chosen a slightly paler purple than I did on the original one there.
What I would say as well is if you're quite new to this, obviously the temptation is going to be to use up all of your decoupage elements first. But I would say obviously have a play with those first of all, and then before that whole pad's gone, try stamping something out and play with the stamp, and use the dies with the stamp as well. Like you say, kind of take those steps along that journey with this collection, isn't it?
It is. It's about building your skills, building on what you've already got, and I mean, if you're a bit scared of where to go with it, maybe the first time you stamp it, use the colour scheme from the decoupage and transfer it into your stamped image to give you an idea. The next time you do it, you might swap out one of the flower colours and add something else. You might choose a different green for the foliage and just build on it each time. So if I bring in some of the ones that I've done then, just to show you, you can see here I used a little bit stronger purple here. So I've just added, even over where just the grey bits are on the stamp, I've added the green to it just to bring out the foliage. And then where there's the little dribble of wax down the candle, I've just added a tiny little bit of glitter on there, just to add that little sort of festive bit to it. And then you can see here where we've got the next layer. Okay, I've coloured in, and I've cut this out with the scissors. So this one's with the die, this one's with the scissors, and then finally we've just got the bow, and again I've added a bit of sparkle with my clear sparkle pen onto that one. So what we've got then is the ability to start and layer these up. So if I pop those to one side, again, whether you use that 3D gel or whether you use your foam pads, again, entirely up to you. But you've got a second layer there, and then you've got that lovely little bow for the third layer. And when we pop all those together, you can see we've got that one at the ready. And then again, popped a few little gems. You know that I love my gems. So yeah, just in the centre of the flower, centre of the bow there, picks out the glittery elements. And we've got a lovely piece now. And you can see there's a little bit of dimension in there, just where it's lifted. Okay, I've got foam pads behind that one again, so I've mixed and matched which ones I've used across the sample so that you can see both. And then that fits beautifully again.
That's brilliant.
In here.
Yeah.
Okay, but if I bring in the one that we did earlier, you can see that that would fit on here as well. If I bring in the snow that we did this morning, it's all sized to mix and match on that letter O. So, and that's what I love about it, the fact that all that's been thought through, so you're not restricted that that's got to go with that. You can actually play around with them. And then I've just taken one of the little sentiments out of the stamp set, Joy to the World, and we're literally going to pop these on like so, and then just finish that one off as a freestanding card. So again, I like to actually take the glue to the letter rather than getting carried away and gluing all the back of this and realise that some of it's in the aperture, some of it's overhanging.
Yeah.
So I usually just position it and think, right, I'm going to start up here. Okay, pop the glue round the letter, and they normally finish about level with the rest of the wording there, and then again we can pop that one. And what I try and do is make sure that it doesn't come much lower than the bottom of the card, so it doesn't interfere when you want to stand your card up, that you've got anything lower than the base of the card. So again, that one's going to go in there. I'm going to pop that one, just tuck that under the edge there like so, Joy to the World. And then on my finished sample, I've got a little tiny punch at home that just punches out holly. Just to add that finishing little touch here. So a little punch and some gems, pretty much the same as what we've got there, just with that final little bit of embellishment, just to balance it out. And then if I turn you that one round again, just standing there. So you've got two very, very different, you know, it's the same concept, but we've already got two very different designs there with the card and then the freestanding one. Okay.
I just love it. The thing that's hitting home for me is the fact that it's so simple to work with this collection, but the finished product that you get, or the finished card, or whatever you've made, looks outstanding. Like we were seeing earlier on, that the first card that Jan made, it was so simple to follow. But like we were saying earlier on, like if you've made those as your first, maybe this is the first year that you're going to make Christmas cards for everybody, everyone will think that you've been crafting for years. They'll think that you're some kind of like crafting Yoda. I know you really, really will, and that's why this collection is worth its weight in gold. Truly, truly it is. A few comments coming through. Sarah just saying, I love my stamping platform. It's available, as we said on the show. I was using it today. I have a problem with one hand, so it's been a game changer for me. A lot of people say that it's useful if you do have sort of dexterity issues. Husband of the day alert goes to Rachel Halling's husband, who says, my wonderful hubby has just bought me 2 of the collections. I'm so lucky, he's amazing.
Wow.
Let us know which 2 you've gone for. That is nice, isn't it, eh? Must say hi also to Diane, who is joining us later on Monday Makers. She says, I'm looking forward to Monday Makers. I'm going to be on.
Fantastic.
I cannot wait to say hi to Jan and Ben. We're looking forward to meeting you too, Diane as well. And just so many of you loving that last demo too. Gorgeous, Jan says, Clarice. Miriam says, lovely. Carol says, love that card. Mary, Rena, beautiful card, Jan. Just beautiful, Jan. You're so inspirational, says Sarah Brown. Absolutely all of those and more coming through. Just wanted to quickly show you as well the Frosty and Bright collections that we've got. I'll show you the luxury first up, because if you want to be able to recreate the card that you've just seen, it was this sort of pink cardstock that Jan was using, this gorgeous double-sided pearlescent, which is actually in the A4 Luxury Mix card pack. There's 20 sheets in total, so once again here you get a collection of the different colours. So you've got sort of like your baby pink in there as well. There's 4 sheets of each. You've got the I'm going to turn that around, Ben. I think there's a few sheets missing in here actually, but you've got that gorgeous turquoise in there too, and then on top of that you've got lots of the glitter card included as well. So different selection of beautiful colours in there, but it's 20 sheets in total, 5 colours, 2 pearlescent, 2 glitter. That's the full set there actually on the back for you. It's been used, this particular collection. £11.99 or $15.96 for that set. And then Johnny is going to blame Sarah. Sarah's fault. And then you've got the 12. God, I thought she'd just walked in then for a second. No, sorry, Liam just walked in out of the corner of my eye. I was like, oh dear. And also you've got the 12 by 12. Again, I'm delighted that we've got some of these available actually, because a lot of the 12 by 12 pads that we've had in the luxury cardstock have disappeared. This is absolutely gorgeous. It is the Frosty and Bright 12 by 12, 36 sheets in total. I mean, there is just some of the most gorgeous artwork in here. Loving the fact that you get so much depth, so much intricacy within each of the different designs here. The more you sort of look into these, the more sort of textures that you find. Love all of the hollies and the Christmas foliage in there, and the snowflakes. The pinks as well in here. I know Jan will approve very much of these, but they are... Oh, absolutely. It's got a bit more of a...
Two of my favourite colours, the pink and the teal.
Yeah.
Yeah, the turquoise.
It's got a bit more of a sort of a contemporary feel, this one, to it.
Yeah.
Sort of aligns itself with the, what was the collection we had last year? The watercolour Christmas.
Yes.
Those sort of colours within this colour palette. But if you haven't yet bought this and you like the look of it, it is still in stock. It is still available. Going quickly though, $11.99 or $15.96. Or, you know, if you've already bought the collection, you might again decide that now is the time to be stocking up on more of those paper pads as well, because once it is gone, it's gone. £11.99, $15.96 for that collection. Very, very busy for the main collection. Our brand new launch, the Winter Floral Decoupage Stamp and Die Set, officially launched just over an hour ago, and it is flying out of the door. Sharon just saying, I bought the Snow and Noel. And Rachel saying her hubby bought Joy and Snow, which is absolutely fantastic. And that's the great thing to say as well, just as we go through the full set. On screen, everything that you're going to get right there. So 33 dies, 30 stamps, 192 sheets in those decoupage pads. You get a massive saving. That's the best way to go value for money wise. But you know, we realise even though that is a great price, maybe you can't stretch to the full bundle today. You can buy individual items. Currently everything's still in stock. You can go for the smaller bundles as well, which make up the bigger sets. So this one is your festive bows. With each of the sets you get the main die, if you like, to be able to create the card shape or the sentiment for the front of a card if you want to layer it on, as you've seen that you can do. And then you'll also get all of the decoupage elements as well. So 48 sheets within your pad, all numbered up for you. So simple to then place the dies on, which are going to give you that embossed sort of design to really bring these to life. And then you're going to get the stamps in that set as well, which you can use once you've run out of pads. A lot of people have been buying the sets and then have been buying more of the decoupage pads on top. But of course, once you do run out, you've still got the stamps there, which you can multi-stamp to get that decoupage effect with. Whilst I've just shown you the festive bows, worth showing you that. Beautiful box set, just another idea for you. That's a project that our Liam has popped together, and there will be a blog on our website about that very, very soon indeed, so keep your eyes peeled about that gorgeous box. Then in this set you're going to get the Noel, which is the Poinsettia Delight. So again, if you want to go for this individually, you'll get the Noel dies, and then all of these elements in here, so the poinsettia flower, all of the dies to be able to work with your sheet, and then all of the stamps in there as well. Merry Christmas, have a holly jolly Christmas, peace and joy, and from our house to yours, which I think is a really nice little sentiment to go for. So that one is your Poinsettia Delight. Then the Winter Roses, still the most popular individually is this one. Again, if you haven't got a lot of crafty goodies, maybe this is your first collection, worth popping into your basket, either or both of them. The 3D cloud glue, which we've got on a deal for you, alongside some foam pads as well. You get your snow die in with that one too. That's the Winter Roses. And then lastly, in the full collection, or indeed if you want to go individually for that set, Candle Lit Christmas, which brings you the joy. A few of you just chatting in the comments about the different word combinations that you can make. A lot of you like oi, and a lot of you like the ho ho ho, which you can do too. A few of you suggesting that you could take the J off joy and add it to holly, take the H off and have jolly, so you could have jolly holly. Yeah, or jolly ollie.
Jolly Ollie.
It's whatever you want to do, basically. You're the master of your own destiny. But the Candlelit Christmas, again, available for you as an individual bundle. Everything I've just shown you there, though, is the brand new launch today, already flying out of the door. Get yours whilst it's still available for £103 4p or $136.32. That is free shipping as well. These words will be beautiful with foam Christmas flowers and foliage, says Sandra Dundas. Another great shout.
Wow, that would look great, wouldn't it? Yeah, just picture that dark red foam.
Yeah.
The poinsettias and things. Oh, yes, very nice.
And Laura Parker says, my Christmas baby is named Holly, so I must get that one at least. Well, at least.
Oh, that's perfect, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, would make a lovely, you know, not necessarily decorated with Christmas things, but if it's used for a name, what about doing it as a door plaque?
Yeah, yes.
For a little girl's room or something like that.
I said that as well, particularly the joy, because you could hang it over the hanger on the door, couldn't you?
Oh, couldn't you? Yeah, with the I keep wanting to call it a zero, the letter O. Yeah, but I'm just thinking, they'd be nice size just to put as a nameplate on a bedroom door or something like that, or even in the bedroom.
Yeah. Let us know what you're going to use yours for, what crafty ideas are sort of bubbling up through your brain right now. We'd love to know. And don't forget, any more questions you want to ask us, please do, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube. But we're going to crack on with another demo, I think, right now.
We are, yeah. We're going to do a bit more mixing and matching. So we're going to go down the easel card route this time. So I want to show you how to cut the base, and then I've got the sort of front of it, because a lot of this is repetitive now with how to cut the actual wording and things like that. But the bits that are different, I'm going to demo for you. And then we're mixing and matching again, because I'm going to bring this time that lovely poinsettia pad that was designed to go with the Noel. We're actually going to use those lovely red poinsettias with the joy. So again, lots of mixing and matching going on. So first of all, I want to make my card blank. So when we're making an easel card, we start off with a normal fold card, and then we add a piece to the front. Now the piece to the front is going to be the actual word. So I've cut that. You can see I've done the outside layer in white.
Yeah.
With the and I haven't cut the hole in it this time. I want this to be solid. And then I've cut the lettering in that lovely turquoise. Okay, so that's going to be the front part of my easel, but we need to make the card that goes behind it. So I've got a piece here that measures about just over 6.5 by just over 4.5. So I would say like 4 5/8 by 6 5/8, just to accommodate the wording. And then what I want to do is use this part of it here to create the front of the card, but I'm not going to go through both layers. I want to keep the back piece intact. So this is going to be the base, and then we're going to cut this one and fold it in half to make the easel, and then this is going to be the bit that sticks on the front to complete it. So I'm going to open it up. I've just rounded a few of the corners with my corner punch, and then I'm going to sort of apply this as if it was the same as we did when we cut out the word, but I'm only going to cut through one of the layers. I don't want to cut through both layers like we did when we made the last one, where we cut through and made it a joint one. So again, I'm just going to line this up on here. I'm going to make sure that that piece at the top is on my fold, my score line, and then just make sure that the rest of it again fits in the parameters of the card, and then we're just going to cut through this one layer. So again, pop that on the plates, just that same sandwich plate. Let's turn that one over and do a bit of housekeeping. Okay, pass that through here, and like I said, they will all fit through that Gemini midi upwards, depending on the size of the cardstock that you're working with. So again, once we've cut that out, then I've got a score line down that centre front piece. So I've already pre-scored that. So we've got our shape. Get rid of those bits. We can take this one back off now. Okay. Just pull the die out, because I'm going to cut some of these pieces out anyway.
Okay.
Right.
Sending cooling vibes to Lillian in London, by the way. She says, I'm just joining. I had a major emergency. My fan broke at the start of the show.
Oh, no.
I just switched it off whilst I was on the phone, then it wouldn't fire up again.
Oh, heck.
I've now dug out another lesser machine and got myself an ice cold drink.
Excellent.
I'm sending cooling vibes your way, Lillian.
So you can see now that I've actually got that little bit that's still attached with that hinge at the top. So what I want to do now then is come in, let me just grab my bigger scissors, and these two bits here that were left over in the corners here, I actually want to cut this away.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to use the centre score line, and I'm just going to cut it down there until I meet up with the top of that wording and snip that bit away. Okay, and then the same at this side. Again, I'm going to use that score line that's already at the halfway point. Just run my scissors along there and stop when I get to the wording here. Okay, and those 2 bits of scrap. So we've now got that bit. Let me just tidy that up. I want to take a little tiny bit more. If you've got a score line in place, it's sometimes easier to take the score line away. So I'm just going to tidy that up a little bit there. That's it, that's better.
Yeah.
And then what I'd already done was pre-scored halfway along here. So what I'm going to do now is fold along that score line right through the middle of that word and burnish that one into place. But what I wanted was the word itself here to line up with this one to then create. Can you see how we've got that easel style?
Oh, okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So we've got the bit behind it there, and then when I turn it round, this matches the front section that we folded over perfectly. So a little bit of decorating then to finish off. So I've actually got a piece to go on the front of here, and I've picked out some of the pink to go with the detail in here. We've got some lovely sort of deep pink in here.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one literally is just going to go on, and we'll pop some double-sided tape on there. I've just wrapped the ribbon around it because I am the world's worst. If I've got ribbon, I nearly always forget to put it on, so right, get it on there first. And then I'm just going to line that up with the front section of the card here at the base. And as I say, I've just rounded the corners to give it a different effect. And then I'm going to bring this one forward, and we're just going to stick the bottom half of this to here. Okay, so again, I prefer to actually put the glue onto this half, and then it reminds me that I'm only working on half of it. So again, to get a nice strong bond, I'm going to go for that all-purpose that sets like cement, and it's going to, you know, sort of withstand that card being opened and closed there. And then just line up, because they've all been done with the die cut, just literally line this up at the bottom now and make sure that everything matches. And then once we're happy with that, we can actually give it a good press down to seal it. And just hold that in place for a second, get that glue to dry.
Another crafty emergency.
Oh.
Sensational Sky says, my ice lolly has just fallen off its stick, and now I'm having to eat it out of a bowl.
Do you know, these temperatures, it's causing so much strife,
If you're having a lolly or an ice cream today, you've got to go quickly.
Oh my days.
Not being funny.
So you can see now we've got the beginnings of that easel card coming along.
Yeah.
And then taking this one again, I'm not going to go through all the die cutting, but let's just have a look. We need the, I've got a pile of them going on over here now. We would take the corresponding dies like we have done with the others, lay them over the top, and what that's going to do is cut out all the pieces. So I've got that lovely spray. You can see I've got the next one there, I've got the next one, and then I've got the poinsettia, and then it even cuts the little tiny bits which I've got in the packet, but again I've got one already done so that I'm not fiddling about too much with it. And again, layer them up like we've talked about, whether you want to use your foam pads, whether you want to use your 3D glue gel, or as was mentioned before, if you'd rather use the glue gun, perfect. And then you're going to get this kind of effect again. And just by adding those few little gems in the centre of the flowers, it just finishes it off there. But you can see just the depth and the dimension in them, and honestly they are beautiful.
We've
They're
also got some
really simple to work with, and I love the fact that the dies add that texture to the flowers as well. When you feel them, you can feel the ridges, the texture in them. And then this again, even though it was designed particularly to go with the Noel, it's actually going to fit perfectly around that O again here. Yep, and then in the stamp set, and this is why it's best when you've got the whole thing, because you've got the mix and match facility here. We've actually got from our home to yours.
Beautiful.
And then I'm going to put this one on the inside on the bottom. So a little bit of stick in there just to get that together. So again, I'm going to do exactly the same. So I'm going to have a look at where I want this to sit.
Yep.
And this time it's coming about level with the bottom of the Y, starting up here. So again, just to pop that glue all the way around there. In fact, bottom of the Y, Jan, not the top of the Y.
A few comments coming through and a question as well. Interesting question, actually, which I've never heard of before. So, yeah, good one, Ro. Shelby says, Jan, you are such a great teacher. It is a joy to watch you.
Thank you.
From Shelby. Sue says, Ben, Sue Henderson this is, can you wish my friend Sandra Dundas, we know Sandra, a speedy recovery from a fall which led her to having an operation. She's a top Crafters Companion fan customer. Yeah, we know Sandra very well, so Sandra, a speedy recovery from Sue and from all of us.
Sending our love.
As well. And Rose's question, this is quite a funny one, she says. I have an odd question. Do you ever include directions for the recipient on how to open/display the card style? I'm afraid that if I mailed a card like this or certain cards, my intended person wouldn't instinctively know how to display it. That's a really
that is a really
question.
good one, and it's absolutely fine to do that. You know, if it's a non-crafter that you're sending it to, don't be afraid to just pop a little note in there about how to use it, because the last thing you want is them trying to work out how it goes and sort of it falling apart. So we've got the front piece done there, and then I'm literally just going to bring this one down, and again you could pop foam pads on here. I'm going to use the ribbon element as the stopper, so this one can just have a little bit of wet glue, and I'm going to pop that in that opposite corner again there. So we've got Merry Christmas from our home to yours, and then when I turn you this one round, you can just see there we've got, whoops, there we go.
That's great.
And when we tip it forward, you've got that there we go. Tip it up, you've got that lovely sort of easel card element there. So you could do that with any of the wording.
Yeah.
Just means the length of the card. The holly was the longest, one at 8 inches. So depending on the length of the wording would be the length of your card to start off with.
A really lovely card and question from Suzanne, and I guess there's no reason why not. She says, could you put one set of decoupage on the top and one on the bottom to make it look like a wreath?
Yes,
absolutely.
Because you've got those 48 sheets in there, you've got loads to go at. Especially you guys out there that are ordering the extra pad, which I think is a brilliant idea. You've got so many to go at, but you could actually join them up, couldn't you? You could do the whole and actually have one round this way as well. Yeah. Because obviously flowers don't have a definite orientation. They grow, the heads tip over. It doesn't really matter which way around they are, so that would be a terrific idea, wouldn't it? Yeah. I just saw you had joy the other way around there, didn't you? And I thought we got another die there. It says you, but no, it's just. I was like, where's that one come from? Definitely joy back to front. It is, yes. Gorgeous Jan says, Gillian Adams, we're going to give you time to check out in just a second. Rhonda says, I love the addition of the gems. Bling is the thing. It is. We've also, if we've still got them in stock, I think we have, on the launch day page or shop the show, the glossy highlights on a buy one get one half price deal. So you might want to add some of those into your basket as well. They look rather nice on your decoupage. So sparkly, Jan says, Miriam, I love that idea. Heather says, I've included instructions on how to display easel cards, etc. And Gail on YouTube says, I usually send instructions for easel cards. It's a really, really great point. I've never heard of that before, but that's such a great idea, because we just assume that, you know, I say normal people who aren't within craft will know how to stand them up, but they might not. And talking of heat emergencies, Gillian says, my metal bottle of water just jumped off the table next to me and landed on my foot. Ouch. I think it was reminding me to have a drink. Well, on that note, I think we should all go and grab a drink, get yourself something ice cool, and more importantly than that, do check out your baskets right now, because we are super, super busy. This is your moment to check out. You will miss nothing over the course of the next 2 or 3 minutes. We'll come back with another demo and all the voting that you need to do before the end of the show in just a moment.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges, and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95, and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members, who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you, and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash.
Achieve crisp, precise, and perfect die cutting results every time with the Gemini Accessories Plastic Shim. The idea behind the plastic shim is that it creates a thicker plate combination, offering an even more precise die cutting result with each pass. Simply pop a plastic shim between your cutting plates and then roll through your Gemini die cutting machine and voila! An amazing precise cut every time. Plastic shims work really well with detailed or thin metal dies. So if intricate cutting is your thing, then the Gemini Accessories Plastic Shim is your best friend.
Quick Buy, get yours now.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Welcome back, everybody. Loads of you checking out your baskets. It is getting hot, not only here in the studio and inside, but the amount of these flying out the door, I am not surprised. 31 degrees currently here in the northeast. You've never had it so warm up here, have you? You guys? I can't believe it. They normally don't even get, they get to half the temperature up here and it's summertime.
Nobody dare go outside for fear of bursting into flames.
Hopefully wherever you're watching us from today, you're keeping cool, you're doing all the relevant things to stay hydrated and cool. The best thing to do is, I know particularly in the US, a lot of you have got like the aircon units, haven't you? So stay indoors, get the aircon on, get yourself a nice cold drink. We've got another half hour to inspire and entertain you, and then we're back at 6 o'clock this evening, 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Pacific for Monday Makers. We'll have more from this collection there as well, so if you have only just joined us now, don't worry, there'll be another demo a little bit later on, and of course we'll be crowning a new craft ambassador as well. The lovely Diane is going to be joining us for that, plus loads of great deals as well. Lots of you just saying how much you're loving the collection. We'll read out a few more comments as we go, but I think looking at the time, it's good now probably to squeeze in one final demo, isn't it?
Yes, I have 2 left. So what we've done, we've made an executive decision between us. I'm going to go and do the shaker card now, as promised. And then the 5th one we'll actually bring back at 6 o'clock at Monday Makers. And we'll squeeze it into the show later because I've got that lovely scrapbook page to do as well. Yes, so I'm going to do the shaker one now. I'm going back to the holly because that's the one that I'd chosen to do it with. Again, I'm going to talk you through certain parts of it. We're going to die cut a little bit. And I've chosen the one that actually goes with it this time, and this, I love this one with the bow on. This bow's really, really pretty, and the dies that cut them out, I don't know whether you can see all that lovely scrolly work on the bows here, just sort of like the texture of the bow.
Oh yeah. Yeah?
Mm-hmm. But when you cut it out with the die, it impresses that into it. You know, we're talking about like that embossed bit into it, almost like a deboss. It just, honestly, it really, really does come up beautiful. So I've got that one at the ready. What I've already done, let me just take my word die out of here. What I've already done is cut a couple of these like so. So let me turn this over. So I've done one of them with the front taken out.
Okay.
And then the second one I've done as a backing one, and I've left that complete because this is the one that we're going to put the shaker element. So we're going to build these up and have a little bit of a shaker element behind that O. All right, with some lovely red shaker pieces to match that decoupage. So I've already got those done out of the craft card. And what I want to do then is cut the lettering out of that lovely green, which again is out of, let me think, it'll be the Frosty and Bright again, I think, won't it, the green?
I think that's Vintage Snowman.
Is it Vintage Snowman?
That one. It's hard to tell.
Pearlescent green.
Yeah, it's hard to tell because the colours on the screen.
It is, isn't it? It's this one.
Yeah.
As I say, I've had all 3 of them spread out on the desk and just kept grabbing the different ones to choose.
Well, it shows how nicely they all play with each other as well, doesn't it?
Literally. So I'm just going to cut that wording out, and that's exactly as we've just been doing with all the others. I've just got that tape down. I'm going to run that through, pass it through the Gemini, and we've got that wording then to sit on top when we've put our pieces together. So I've also taken a little tiny piece of acetate and just cut this large enough to go behind. I'm going to put it behind the aperture in that O, so that we've got, it needs to be sealed if you're making it, obviously if you're making a shaker card, thank you, that's the word I was looking for. I
knew what word it was, I couldn't quite compute it myself.
Just lost it then for a minute.
We did.
So again, just take that one out of there. I'll sort those out in a minute. Can't believe how quickly the time goes. I've said this many times. So what I'm going to do then is take off I've just put some red liner tape, which is my chosen one for sticking the acetate down.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to take those pieces off there.
Whilst you're unpicking, we must wish Janet Fullweber on Facebook a very happy birthday. She says, I have a birthday date with the hubby today to celebrate my 64th.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Many happy
Jane.
returns. Do you know, it's my little doggo's birthday today. He's 16 years old today, bless him.
What's doggo called again?
He's the old boy, he's Benji.
Benji
the Yorkshire Terrier,
16 is a great age for a Yorkie.
He's way out surpassed our expectations and still going strong at this moment in time. Touch wood. We're not aware that there's anything major wrong with him.
Has he just slowed down a bit?
He's slowed down a bit. He's got a bit of arthritis like you would expect. He's got some very nasty teeth because they won't put him under the anaesthetic to clean them anymore. But he's doing great, bless him.
Sounds a bit like me. A little bit old, slowed down, nasty teeth, bit of arthritis. I mean, it comes to us all, Jan, doesn't it, really? It comes to us all.
It was the nasty teeth bit that got me.
Don't show those.
Oh, dear. So all I'm going to do then again is pop a little bit of glue on the back of here. I'm going to stick this one flat on the front of that craft card, and then we'll start and build up that shaker bit in between. We need some foam tape in there to create some depth. So we're going to get the old foam on a roll out in a second.
Oh, not yet.
Not yet.
That's a bit previous.
wait. So this one's going to go on that front one. Again, I love this green on the craft card. And again, you know, just get it lined up. You can see that border's the same all the way around there. Just give that a nice press down with that tacky glue. And then I've already done the cutting. Just like I've shown you, laying the pieces over the top, and I've built that one up again. And they're just I love this. I just love the bow. And the fact that it presses that detail into where all those little scrolls are. George is coming to have a look. Come and have a look, George.
Zooming in.
Just really pronounces all the detail on here. Absolutely gorgeous. So and then I've just added a little gem in the centre of the bow there, and that's going to be our detail around the front, and then we're going to have the shaker pieces behind. So what I want to do next is take my foam on a roll. Are you ready?
2, 3, 4. Foam on a roll. 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 Hey!
And I'm going to go all the way round because I want to keep the shaker pieces contained behind that O. There's no point in them swimming about behind the rest of it because we're not going to see them. So again, can shape that all the way around. Make sure it meets at the top so that you've not got any escapees. But I'm also going to pop a little bit of this just to keep the same height all the way along the other lettering as well. So this is just basically to keep it balanced rather than serve any other purpose. And again, at this side, a couple of bits here, just to make sure that it's not dipping in any places there. And then, next job, all right, keep everything crossed. We need to get the backing off the tape now.
Okay.
My favourite job in the world. Here we go.
One done.
2.
By the way, Jane thanks us for the birthday wishes. Did you get anything from us, Jane? Did your husband buy you anything from Crafters Companion for your birthday? Have you got this collection? Do let us know. I'm being nosy now, aren't I? Rhonda and Adriana just singing along with our little foam on a roll. Our Susie, very impressed with you, Jan, as well, just saying that you joined in, did the singing, and then right back into your demo. Never missed a beat, she says. Never missed a beat.
Right, so we've got all that at the ready now. So what I'm actually going to do is pop the shaker pieces on here. All right, I always get into terrible trouble when I try and put them in here and they stick everywhere. So I've just got some of our lovely little red shaker pieces, which you should be able to find on the website.
Yep.
We did have them in stock last time I was here.
They were here, like, they were on last week. So.
And I'm going to pop just a few in the middle of that O.
Ooh.
And just make sure that they're not too close to the edge. And because I'm going on to craft card, which is very, very fibrous, I'm just going to add a little bit of insurance with some wet glue just along my foam tape.
Particularly in this heat as well.
So just all the way around there, just to make sure that we've not got any sort of danger of it coming apart, because as I say, that craft card is a very fibrous card. So yeah, all the way along. And then these two, because they've been done with the dye, these two are going to marry up beautifully now. So again, I'm just going to line them one over the other. And then once I'm happy with those, make sure. Now then, did I? Oh no, it's okay. Oh, phew. I was thinking I didn't put any tape in the ends there, but we've got them secure in here. I nearly had a little wobble then. I thought they were all going to fall out of the ends, but no, remember, Jan, that was just to keep the balance. These are actually secure, and I'm just going to leave it to set. Don't be sort of like tempted to give it a good shape.
Shake it too early. Yeah.
All right. So what I've done then, just for the background, I want to pop this onto a card blank. So I've got my craft card, and then this is actually from my 'Twas the Night paper pad, which just lent itself with the poinsettias and the greens was perfect to go with that. So again, I'm going to pop this one on with a little bit of the Collal all-purpose, because we're going to go cardstock to cardstock.
I always say, but how good is craft card for Christmas makes? It's
do you know, well, I love my craft card at the best of times.
Yeah.
I think one of the nicest combinations is the word I was looking for. Not conversations. I like craft card and teal together look nice.
Oh, okay.
Craft card and red look nice. And if you're embossing, craft card with white embossing powder looks stunning.
Yeah.
It really does. So yeah, I just want to hold that one down because everything's fighting back today, which I can only assume is the heat.
Yeah, definitely.
It really is. And I've already popped a few little gems on here because we're going to put a sentiment in this top corner. And I've just positioned those around where I wanted this to go on the top. So home for the holidays there, which is from that stamp set. So again, mixing and matching all those elements. And then this one is just going to go across the front like so. So I think we should be safe to give it a little wobble now. Yeah, those are all contained inside that O.
Lovely.
All right, and then again, we're going cardstock to paper. So I'm just going to grab that Collal glue again. And these are great to do when you've got dies like this, because you know that those two pieces are perfect. They're literally just married up perfectly because we've cut them with the same die. And then I'm just going to go edge to edge. Make sure that one's straight. Give it a second or two. And then the last thing we're just going to add is that beautiful piece of decoupage again, just round the bottom there. And I'm going to do that same technique again. Just eyeball how far up we are. Pop the glue all the way around. Try not to move it because that Collal's not dry underneath yet. We've just wobbled a little bit there. Yeah. And then pop this one down on here again.
My favourite one so far, Jan.
Do you like that one?
This is what I'm going to be going for in a minute when we vote, I think.
Okay.
Beautiful.
And again, when you turn you that one round there, as I say, this one's not quite dry, the holly. I'm hoping it doesn't start sliding, but you can just see there how we've got that as a feature this time for the front of the card. If I hold it here, you've got that lovely sort of shaker element with the little pieces.
Yeah.
Where've they gone?
They're under the
There they are.
wreath. There they are.
In the bottom there.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Oh,
So that's
wow.
the last one for now, and then the 5th one will take over into the next show, because I just can't believe how fast the time goes. It just disappears.
I think this has been one of my favourite shows so far the year. I've absolutely loved it. And it's the product, isn't it? I mean, it's such a lovely collection. So many great demos from Jan. And the great news is, like Jan says, she saved her final demo for Monday Makers a little bit later on. So if you only have just joined us late, of course you can go back and watch the shows. Go back and watch Wake Up Call as well from earlier on. But lots to inspire you. And that, again, is the great thing. I know we always harp on about it, but, you know, if you were to pick this up in a shop, for example, it was hanging on a, you know, it was on a shelf or, you know, whatever, you take it home and you think, oh, where can I start with this? What am I going to do? You know, you've got this home today, and already you've got 5, 6 demos, projects that you can be working on, so you're always going to be inspired with this set. Sarah just saying, I've really enjoyed watching the demos today. Jan is so talented and a wonderful teacher. Thank you, Jan, for all your inspiration. Miriam Robinson on YouTube says, that card is stunning. I'm going to save the show to try and recreate it. And good news, Jane, whose birthday is today, says, lol, I have placed 3 different orders plus an HSN order. So you could say yes, as in she's been treated on her birthday, which is great news. Shall we get the voting underway? Just a few moments' time. I tell you what, few more.
I couldn't hear the guys and realised that I'd come apart at the back. What's that, guys?
Few leads falling out of Jan. I didn't know what was going on over there.
What's this bit here? And it's like come apart in the middle.
Have you got all your cards ready? Have
I got my cards ready?
Yeah, we're going to do the vote
Goodness me.
for the demo of the show.
They're very quiet in the gallery there, and realised that I'd come apart at the back.
Oh yeah, if it ever goes that quiet, you know something's fallen out.
Right, so number 1 then, top of the show, was just showing you that on the front of a card, just literally cut it out flat, added that decoupage, and we've mixed and matched pretty much all the way through here. So that was number 1 with Noel, and then the winter roses from the snow collection. So number 1 there.
Yep.
Number 2, we went to the shape card, and we used the holly on this one in mixed and match with the stamped decoupage this time from the Joy set.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was number 2. Then we did the easel card using
Cute.
Joy and the decoupage from the Noel set.
Noel.
So yeah, lots of mixing and matching going on here. So that's number 3. And then number 4 was the one that we've just finished, which again I think is still a little bit wet, but we've got that lovely shaker element going on in there with number 4 with the holly, and the decoupage is actually the set that matches the holly. But it just shows how well they all mix and match, and I love the idea of doing 2 of them on that arced one to create a wreath. That would be lovely. So 1, 2, 3 or 4 then, and then I'll do you the last one later on in Monday Makers.
Get voting now. I can just hear the guys in the gallery going, oh yeah, well, 3, well, 4, well, it's going to be 4, going to be 4, well, 4. Yeah, they've got a little bit of a bet going on in there. 4. We're thinking 4, but it's down to you. Lots of love coming in for that last card. Donna, Melanie D, Leonie, Mary, Pat, Sensational Sky, all love it. Rhonda says, I really like that card, Jan. Renee loves it. And Shadai says, I'd love to know who is the designer of the collection. I love it, but I love the bow the most. Thank you, Nana Jan and Lord Ben. Shall we break it down?
Shall we break it down? Let's break it down.
Sorry, Johnny, did I just hear correctly what you just said? We've obviously got Paper Pad, who does the paper pads. Paper Pad. We came up with some the other day, didn't we? The guy who does the booklets for HSN is Phil the Booklet. Phil the Booklet. What was the other one we had the other day? Johnny's just come up with another one of our team who designs the dies. Die Cutter.
Dear, oh dear.
We're here all week. Thank you very much.
I need to get you guys a job, honestly. Penny Slider.
Yeah, Penny Slider. Yeah, she's been a bit quiet recently, but yeah, she did that craft kit, of course. Yeah, Penny Slider. And you know who does the glues as well, don't you? That we love here as well. Yeah, Colin Al.
Colin Al. Dear me, somebody help me. Send some help, please. This is what I have to work with. I've got one of them over here and I've got the other one in my ear. It's the other two of them in my ear.
Oh dear. It's the heat, Jan. It's the heat. Now, the main value for money is in the full collection. You can break it down, though. Break it down into these smaller bundles as well. So the festive bows is the one where you get the holly dies, all right? The holly dies, the holly die. I can't say that right now. Holly die.
The holly
Die, yeah. Oh, Johnny. Holly die. So you got Ollie.
Oh, dear.
Holly. And then with each of the individual sets, you're going to get your decoupage pad, so 48 sheets of your decoupage. And again, just to explain, you've got each page is the same, obviously, but it gives you the ability to be able to create 48, decoupage elements. Or, like Jan was saying, if you really want to go to town and make it, completely over the top, you can add more extra layers. You don't have to add them all if you want. It's entirely up to you. But if you were to go and create page by page, you would have 48. Beautiful decoupage pieces like this. Then you've got all of the dies to work with your decoupage. As we've seen over the course of the last two shows, they've got that beautiful detailing in them, which will push beautifully into the decoupage themselves, just to lift and really bring the detail out of the decoupage elements. And then you've got the stamps as well. So use those individually. However, once you've used up your decoupage pad, you can then turn to your stamps and create your own decoupage in your own colours. Use these individually of themselves. Use these individually, use these individually, use this individually. Of course, what you'll probably be doing is using all of this together to create such a stunning card, wrapping that decoupage around the O's that you've got on all of the dies to create some beautiful, really simple to make, but really stunning Christmas projects. So that one there is your festive bows. Next up is the Poinsettia Delight. So again, this one brings you Noel or Newell. 48 sheets of your poinsettia decoupage. All of the dies there again, and it's so super simple. Once you've done it once, you'll just find it so simple to come back to it and create quick, stunning cards. All of the dies, all of the stamps in there, I should say as well. So sentiments here from our home to yours, with love at Christmas, Merry Christmas, have a holly jolly Christmas, and peace and joy. So that one again with a 20% saving today. Worth bearing in mind, just as I show you the individual bundles, all of the items are available individually too. So if you just want to maybe order this die on its own, you can do. If you want to order the stamp set on its own, you can do. It depends where your budget lies. Depends really what tickles your fancy. But the majority of people are buying the smaller bundles or going for the big collection, which contains everything that I'm showing you. This one is your winter roses. So you've got snow, and then all of these beautiful extra elements. Love the winter rose. And again, I think we've talked about this, but this one potentially is the one where I think you'll do more with this stamp set here, because with the rose, you think of all the different colours of roses that you have, your reds and yellows, white roses. You'll just have a lot of fun, and wherever you are on your crafting journey, there's plenty within these sets to keep you happy. So that is winter roses. And then lastly in this collection is your candle lit Christmas. That comes with joy. So again, that joy die, 48 sheets. All of the dies there to be able to create your decoupage, and then you've got the stamps in there. Once again, use it all together, use it individually, it's entirely up to you. The point here is you have got, I think, as far as collections go, one of the most craftable collections I think that we've ever done. If you're looking, like Jan was saying earlier, a set that does more than one thing, I mean, this one ticks lots of different boxes, really, doesn't it? It's just uber craftable, and wherever you are on your crafting journey, isn't it?
It is. Which is unusual, because quite often, there are certain things that are suitable for beginners, there are certain things that are suitable for more advanced crafters, but I think, like Ben said, if you're just starting out your journey and you can produce cards like this, it's just going to wow the recipients every time. And you've got the shows to look back at, so if you want to have a look how a particular card's been done, once we've finished live, you can always get back to them, bookmark them if you want them. If you want to copy any of the designs that we've done, go for it. If you're making them to sell, sell. As long as you're creating something with them, there's no restriction, because all the designing's done in-house. You can make as many as you want. If you're doing them for charities or the forces or anything like that, just go for it. It's a win-win, I think, isn't it?
No,
He's chuckling over there now.
No, sorry. Caroline says Ben's lost it. Leonie says, quick, someone get Ben some water. It's Johnny's fault. You know what he just said to me? He said, oh, we've forgotten that bloke in the warehouse, the one who cuts all of the cardstock. Gilly. Oh, Gilly. Yeah, Guillotine. You think I'm bad? This is what, all the time.
Oh, dear.
George is sort of laughing along, I think, more out of sympathy. He's thinking, how long have I got till I can get away from him for a couple of hours? Oh, 7 minutes.
Blaming it on the heat today. It's just sending us all crazy, isn't it?
They turned the aircon off in the gallery. It's back on again now. I was going to say something earth-shatteringly brilliant, but then Johnny said guillotine in my ear, and it's totally gone out my head. Totally gone out my head. I can't remember. It will come back to me, I'm sure. Just wanted to quickly show you as well the cardstock that we've got from the Frosty and Bright collection. By the way, on your screen right now, the details for... Oh, hang on, it's gone. Oh, it's all falling apart now. It was so professional up until about 10 minutes ago. Let's look at the Frosty and Bright A4 Luxury Mix card. 20 sheets in total. I'll give you just a quick flick through here, because there is, I think, some cardstock missing from this, and I'll show you everything that you're going to get on the back of the packaging. But it's basically 5 colours, 2 pearlescent, 2 glitter. I mean, the glitter cardstock that we're doing currently in
that
this collection
rose is beautiful. That rose pink, isn't it? Yeah.
Gorgeous glitter cardstock.
Gorgeous, the gold one there, and then there's a beautiful teal in it.
I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
That's gorgeous, the pearlescent one. And again, double-sided pearlescent. So if you wanted to make boxes and things like that, I always think the pearlescent card that's double-sided is lovely.
Yeah.
If you're making a box, because you've got it inside and out.
And
then that lovely pink.
Yeah, like a baby pink. And that one there is the pink that you used.
Yeah, it's like almost like a cross between cerise and a cherry, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
Gorgeous. $11.99, $15.96 is the deal on that. And then we've got the 12 by 12, which I'll just quickly flick through for you, because we have got a result on the demo of the show. The 12 by 12, again, so I'm pleased that we've got some of this available still in stock, because it means that you can top up if you thought that you perhaps under-ordered when you bought the collection. Or indeed, you might just see this right now and go, hang on a minute, this is right up my street. I fancy a bit of this, £11.99 or $15.96. Got a real sort of contemporary feel to it. I just love talk about the depth and texture that you've got within each sheet. There's so much. The more you look, the more you see.
There is, isn't there? Yeah, it really, really is sort of being thought out. And the fact that it's double-sided as well, you know, so you could do that contrast with the one plate, well, I'm saying plain, it's not exactly plain, but plainer side versus the pattern side. Really well thought through.
Absolutely. It's a lovely set. We've got more of the vintage snowman available for you as well. If you go to the Shop the Day page, you'll find a lot of our cardstock and lots more of the 12 by 12 pads available for you too, but particularly with the Frosty and Bright, the vintage snowman, those recently launched collections, if you want them, snap them up whilst we have still got them, because they have proved very, very popular indeed. Right, what we're looking at here, so Miriam says all the demos have been awesome. I love Jan and all of her makes. Brian, who's new viewer, says it's been amazing to watch you both, Jan and Ben. It's been very much inspiring to me. I love to learn something new every day. Thank you. Well, you're welcome, Brian.
You're welcome.
Lovely to have you watching us here at Crafters TV, and hopefully you'll come back. We're back at 6 o'clock, so do join us there. And Miriam says, the heat can make you do and say strange things. Don't we know it? Stay hydrated, says Miriam. Words of wisdom right there. But what has been voted as the demo of the show?
I would have said between 1 and 4.
You're correct.
Yeah. So between number 1, which was the Noel, and number 4, which was the Shaker.
The winner is 4.
Number 4, the Shaker card. See, good Shaker card every time. I think we're just about dry as well now. So, yeah, we'll pop the little Shaker pieces behind the O in holly there.
Fantastic. That will go up onto the Crafty Walk of Fame. Jan will win today, but which card will win? Debbie Robinson is our current champion. It was the box that she made with the, what's the name of the collection? this box, hang on, sorry, unprofessional, walking off, leaving you nothing to see. The heat's got to me. That box, the name of the collection is
Oh, was that the light one? Well, the one with the lights in?
Yeah.
That is lovely, isn't it?
The name of the collection is just, say that again. Decorative, yeah, there you go, Christmas
That's
decorative frames.
beautiful.
So Debbie's the current champion.
Yeah, that's going to take some beating, I think, that one, isn't it?
But Monday Makers, you're going to do another demo with this collection first up, aren't you?
Yes, we've got the scrapbook page, which I'll do in Monday Makers, and then we're going to be talking lattice dies, the stamp and border dies, and the swing cards. So I've got demos with all of those later on from 6 p.m.
Yep, got the Monday mega deal as well for you, and of course we'll be chatting to Diane, who's going to be crowned as a crafty ambassador. Lillian says, I missed the vote. Dyson phoned back even though my guarantee expired in May. They're picking up my machine for a free repair. I don't know. It's good to know. It'll be back in time for the end of the heat wave. Oh, the fan! I understand now. Sorry, I lost it. I thought you had the vacuum then as well. Oh no, totally lost the plot, haven't we? Totally lost it. I was holding off buying any Crafters Companion goodies because I thought I needed to get a new fan, says Lillian. Well, there you go. I'll try and focus better on the 6 p.m. show, she says. We will try and focus a little bit better for you as well on the 6 p.m. show, but no promises. It's only getting hotter and hotter in here, so by the time 6 o'clock comes...
You can feel it, can't you? Just getting warmer and warmer.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Jan.
You're welcome. I'll see you in a couple of hours.
Yeah, see you all in a couple of hours. Stay cool, everybody. Oh, by the way, just after 5, catch me over on my Facebook page. I'm giving away some signed cards. But until then, check out your baskets and bye for now.